swear, man, all this freaking overtime I'm doing over here at OneWrestling.com. Start getting some overtime. Time and a half, you know what I mean there, Carl? Old man Apter better pay up. What? What do you mean we're rolling? Oh, thank you for letting me know. I'm going to talk to you after this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Impact Wrestling report here at OneWrestling.com. If you don't know who I am, well, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Mark of the Masses, the Man of the Planet. Big Ray here to stay. Hopefully, if Bill sees this, I might get fired. Anyway, Big Ray here to stay to talk some Impact Wrestling today. This is Impact 511. 2017, and boy oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, we had one hell of a show today, and I'm not even kidding, man. I mean, this was a hell of a show. Good show, solid show from the top all the way down to the bottom. I got to be honest with you guys. The main event was awesome. You know, first and foremost, we started this night off with an X Division match. And this is, I think I've mentioned this before, I think it's a great idea to start off every pay-per-view, every Impact Wrestling with a X Division match. Excuse me, I'm a little, shaken up because, Bill might see this whole thing, and I said a couple of things. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I have my coffee here. It's really late here at offices at OneWrestling.com, and I must say that Bill is quite the boss. Love him very much. I need this job. Anyway, okay, so. Listen, guys, we start off the night with Andrew Everett versus Caleb Colony versus Desmond Xavier and Matt Sydal. And I got to be honest, again, this was a barn burner of a match, guys. We're gonna fast forward. Throughout the match. There was a lot of good spots in this match. I cannot complain. Obviously, the stars of this match, you have Matt Sydal, who is just a freaking stud. Andrew Everett was fantastic. Caleb Colony was good, but this kid, Desmond Xavier. Man, I got to see what he does on the mic, because this kid is just so solid. He is just so good. He is just like, he exudes confidence. He has a charisma about him. I got to hear him on the mic, though. I got to see this kid has any talking skills. If he does, this kid, I know Andre Corbeil over at his channel said something about that he thinks that that Matt Sydal may be the next AJ Styles of the X Division. I don't disagree, but the fact of the matter is that, listen, this kid, Desmond Xavier, again, if he is as good on the mic as he is in the ring, this kid will be the next AJ Styles of the X Division, if you guys know what I mean. I would love to hear your comments, guys. Leave your comments below at OneWrestling.com or YouTube /OneWrestling video. So Josh Matthews makes a note at the very top of this match that Sanjay Dutt not going to be in this match because, well, his eye is giant. If you guys didn't see, they played over and over again the disgusting squeezing of the giant eye by the doctors, the needle poking of the giant eye by the doctors, and to be quite frank, I don't want to see that stuff. Anyway, but I hope you get better, Sanjay Dutt. He is actually unbelievable and excellent. But anyway, so there was a point of this match where we had Andrew Everett, who did an amazing suicide dive. I gotta be honest. I mean, this kid is just fantastic. But Desmond Xavier does a cartwheel into a flip and turns it into a tope con giro, just basically like a flipping backflip over the top rope. Doesn't even touch the rope and lands on his. Well, not only lands on the opponent, but lands on his feet. Yo, this kid. Absolutely over. We have Matt Sydal who attempt a Frankensteiner from the top rope on Xavier, but Desmond lands on his feet. Again, this kid is like a freaking cat. He was the star of this match. But neither here nor there. We have Andrew Everett who slides into the ring and hits a Franken driver on the young Desmond for the 1-2-3. So Andrew Everett goes over, and I thought this was an excellent start to the night. We throw to the booth and we have JB, who's sitting behind, the Pope and Josh Matthews, and it's just, me and Ben have been talking about this a bunch of times, and I'm going to elaborate more about this over the Impact the Impact Attack. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, guys, if you're looking for the Impact Rebellion this week, depending when you're listening to this or when you're watching this, I recorded this 5/12/2017. It's going to be up pretty early in the morning or late, depending on where you live. We're going to be moving that podcast over to hackerhameen.com, or just search Hacker Hameen. Not, it's been Hameen.com, but just search Hacker Hameen on iTunes or any Podbean, wherever you listen to you download your podcast, and you'll be able to find this. It's called the Impact Attack, guys. So that'd be totally awesome. But anyway, so basically we have a little vignette where Ethan Carter, EC3, promises that we will see a cowboy tonight. Then we have a Kevin Matthews or a KM bit where, he pizza guy, he bumps into him in the hallway and he says, "Hey, are you whatever the hell his name is, Mike or whatever? Let's call it Mike. I can't remember what the name of the guy. Oh yeah, I'm him. Goes inside, gets the pizza, and the kid's sitting there and he's standing there. He's waiting for Cam to pay him, and the kid goes, "Well, aren't you gonna pay me?" And Cam's like, "Well, I didn't order pizza." And the kid's like, "Well, I say kid. I mean, he looks younger than me." But the guy's like, the pizza guy's like, "Well, is your name, what was it, Mark? I think it was Mark." And he's like, "Nope, not my name." And the kid's like, "But you said it was." And he's like, "No, I didn't." And they go back and forth, and then we go back into that gimmick. "Did you call me a liar? Or you call me a liar? I want you to be like a tree," or whatever the hell he said, "act like a tree and get the hell out of here." So he's going to be doing that, I guess, every single week. So, I'm wondering if this is kind of a rib on the WWE and the whole bullying thing with JBL. I think it might be. They're really going heavy with this guy being a bully, but I like it. This guy definitely looking like Biff from Back to the Future. I'm cool with that, man. EC3. He comes to the ring dressed like a stripper or a cowboy. Yeah. Stripper dressed like a cowboy. He's dressed like a cowboy. And he comes to the ring and he starts singing "I Have Friends in Low Places." I don't know if you guys know that, but he's adding his own lyrics. Absolutely horrible. I don't want to hear EC3 ever sing again. James Storm finally interrupts. "Sorry about your damn luck, EC3." As his music plays, he comes to the ring and there's back and forth in the ring. It gets aggressive right away. They break into a brawl, but Carter is finally able to use his cowboy boot against the head of James Storm. Well, James Storm, I guess, sorry about your bad damn luck. Bad luck, damn luck. I had the worst luck. This idiot over here, Carl. By the way, I always say thanks. We thank the steady hand, the one wrestling that Carl. But listen, Carl, here's the deal. If you're gonna be recording me, you gotta let me know, because this thing goes straight. I don't have any control over editing or anything like that. That's a different department. So next time, let me know. Thank you, Mr. Apter. Again, I love this job and I think you pay me very well. I appreciate you. Ethan Carter III is able to handcuff the cowboy James Storm to the ring post. And then let me tell you something. It's a little hot in here. He proceeds to whip the living hell out of cowboy James Storm with his own belt. And when I say whip, I'm being very, very light on this. I mean, he really potatoed the back of cowboy. Leave it like this. Go back, watch the video. I want you to get the reddest tomato you can find at your local grocery store, and then compare it to the back of Cowboy James Storm. He ripped that thing to shreds. I'm sorry, not shreds. It's not a real word. Anyway, that was tough to watch, man. He was going like, he was like, oh, amazing. You like the sound effects there? Thank you. You're welcome. Josh Matthews announced there will be a tournament for the GFW tag team titles. Why are we doing this? I mean, maybe they're filling in time. Between here and Slammiversary, and then I guess the GFW tag team champions will face the Impact Wrestling tag team champions. This was like watching a Global Force event tonight. It wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I want to see Reno Scum win that thing, and I want them to be the Impact Wrestling champions. Even though we know LAX is the champions, and they come out later on today, and a whole bunch of craziness. Anyway, Hakim, Zane, and was it Idris Abraham versus the Laredo Kid and Garza. This was a solid match. The only thing I didn't like is again we have Garza, ripping off the pants and showing his burrito to all the female fans over in the crowd. Not my thing. Maybe it's yours. I don't judge. We don't judge here at OneWrestling.com. Anyway, we have Zane and Abraham who take control. We're going to fast forward. Zane and Abraham who take control for a little bit until Garza catches a poetry in motion into a power bomb to the other guy's back. Anyway, Laredo Kid hits a 450 splash for the win. Solid match. Really fun to the match. Really fun to watch, but it was more important what happened after the match, and that's basically that after the match, Laredo Kid and Garza proclaim that they are the best tag team there is, period. Do you agree? I don't. I don't think they're the best tag team, but they're good. They're really, really solid. You see, you know what's cool about this? That any tag team in this division could win the title, and they're all good. They're all solid. I mean, anyone from Reno Scum to well, I was gonna say the Decay, but they're kind of out of it. But anyway, there's a plethora of good tag teams, solid tag teams here at Impact, and you have a couple of X Division guys that can get together and form some pretty solid tag teams. Again, hey, I would love to see that kid Desmond Xavier, tag team with a guy like Marshe Rockett, who is fighting. He does wrestle tonight, but anyway, neither here nor there. We have Ava Story, who she's very attractive. But anyway, versus Laurel Van Ness, who's also very attractive, but just looking absolutely horrible. She's still in the wedding dress with Congo Kong. Now, here's the deal. I thought she was going to take the wedding dress off. No. She actually wrestled in the wedding dress. And the funny thing is that the wedding dress, if you look at the bottom of the wedding dress, it's starting to turn a gray along with the yellow stains. It is looking quite disgusting. Anyway, listen, it was what it was. We have Laurel Van Ness who goes for a spear and gets control early of this match. She was in control of most of this match. We did have Ava Story actually take a little control, but Laurel Van Ness hits the finisher, which is kind of like a curb stomp, but instead of hitting the head, she hits the back for the 1, 2, 3, and then after the match, she continues to attack Ava Story. Earl Hebner is trying to pull her off, but Kong runs in, and well, Earl Hebner, he's gone. They play another Rockstar Spud video. The music seemed to be a little more upbeat, I guess you would say, compared to the depressing "I'm going to drop a toaster while I'm taking a bath and the toaster is plugged into the wall" music they had last week. This was more of a I'm going to take my grandmother's 6 bottles of pills and finish myself off slowly, and preferably foaming at the mouth type music. It's not any better, is it, Carl? I didn't think so. Anyway, good stuff. Really enjoying it. I like it. I think it's actually absolutely hilarious. And Spud is asking, what kind of man would assault another man with a weapon, just trying to do his job? I cannot wait to see Spud back in the ring. I don't care if he's wrestling a little person. I don't care if he's wrestling a cup of water. I don't care if he's wrestling this roll of paper towels. I think Rockstar Spud is just fantastic. I love the guy, and I think that we need to see more of him. Now we go, and there's a little backstage segment with LAX, and everybody is wearing black and white face paint except for Conan, the leader. It reminded me of back in 1995, there was a very, very powerful movie called Dead Presidents. If you guys don't know what it is, I want you to Google it and take a look at the face paint and then compare it to what we have here. They enter the building and make their way slowly to the ring where they are carrying urns, and I believe Diamante was carrying a black bouquet of black roses. Conan grabs a microphone and pretends that he's all solemn and whatever. Screw that. He just starts burying the Decay, saying that so on and so forth. One guy's eating out of a tube, the other guy's in a coma. That being Crazy Steve. Actually, Crazy Steve is going to NXT WWE. Anyway, he's saying that them boys, I guess he's referring to Caucasian individuals that run Impact Wrestling. I guess, I'm assuming here, but he basically is stating that, well, he believes that them boys threw the best tag team possible at LAX, and they failed. LAX won. Well then. Anyway, now there's a clown in a coffin. He called him a clown in the coffin or something like that. I don't know. He called Abyss a whole bunch of stuff. It was just crazy. Anyway, there's some weirdo in the rafters. Who was that? Was that one of do you know, Carl? Was that one of the guys? Was that one of LAX? No, right? Who was that guy in the rafters? Was it? Who do you think it was, guys? Leave your comments here below. OneWrestling.com, YouTube / One Wrestling video. They kept cutting away to somebody in the rafters. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I didn't really notice who it was. I thought it might have been Abyss, but maybe not. Maybe it was one of LAX. But anyway, there was this gentleman in the crowd, a fan, and he's waving a giant American flag, and Conan says, "Well, if sir, if you don't stop waving that flag, I'm just going to have to give you a good tongue lashing." "Absolutely not," he says. "Let me tell you something, Holmes. If you don't stop waving that flag, I'm going to stick it up your ass." End quote. That's what he does. And he goes up to the gentleman, the fan, and he actually mushes him. Definition of mush. And when that happens, the Veterans of War, VOW, come out. Yes, we have Wilcox and Mayweather. And they come out and they actually clean house. Two guys destroyed an entire faction. Yeah. Doesn't make sense to me either. I would have had LAX go over strong here, and maybe VOW looking strong at beginning, but then the numbers are too much, so on and so forth. And this came off a little cheesy to me. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a Mexico against America thing, but I have a lot of Mexican friends, and I think Mexican people are amazing and awesome. Me being a Latino, I don't know why they have to be the bad guy in this whole gimmick, and why they have to be going up against the Veterans of War. I just, maybe it's just me, guys. I don't get it. I know that LAX is supposed to be like a gang or whatever, and they're really bad people or whatever. I'm not feeling it, especially the way the world is working right now. But I'll get into that maybe more next week, or maybe at the Impact Attack podcast with Ben Hameen. We could talk a little bit more about that. But I was just a little uneasy about this, and just wasn't really feeling it. Again, that was my opinion, guys. I would like to know what you think. But it's going to be good wrestling. I think it's going to be a good match. I just think that the Veterans of War outnumbered, so maybe they'll bring in somebody else. Maybe who else could they bring in? Oh my gosh, what is the gentleman? I actually follow him on Twitter. The guy that actually was wrestling for Impact Wrestling, that actually lost his leg in Iraq, and he came into the ring, and he's wrestling with that one missing leg. I cannot remember his name, guys. Leave your comments here below. I'm gonna remember it as soon as I finish recording this video. Again, I really don't go on many notes here, so please forgive me. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. It's gone. So Carl, thank you for nothing. You have your cell phone, your iPhone. I don't know if you're watching movies that you shouldn't be watching on this while you're supposed to be recording me, but it is what it is. Thank you for nothing, Carl. Anyway, let's talk about Marshe Rockett again. Marshe Rockett versus Moose for the Grand Championship. And listen, I didn't realize how big Marshe Rockett is. It's a big dude. That is a big athletic guy. First time out of the X division. I think this is his first time wrestling a non-X division match. Neither here nor there. Moose absolutely dominated the very first round. There was one point where Marshe Rockett was on the top rope, and he's like, "Not today, not today." He's talking to the crowd, talking to Moose, and Moose actually jumps from the canvas and hits the drop kick on. And I do this is the whole drop kick sign. That's a sign for a drop kick, if anybody doesn't know. And he hits him with the drop kick from the canvas to the top rope. Just jump. Amazing. Very athletic, Moose is. I have Billy Ray Valentine. Again, you can give him a follow at OB1 You Know Me. And he actually said, Moose needs to be in the WWE. I like Moose where he is right now. Should the WWE go after this guy? They had the opportunity. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was a whole bunch of legal things that he was going through at the time, and I guess WWE, them being such a clean-cut, organization, they didn't want to touch that one. Whatever. You guys missed out on a super, very talented guy, and he's getting better. Every single week, just getting more and more solid. Wins the first round. Marshe Rockett actually rolls out of the ring to get a little breather as the clock counts down. Go to the second round, and Moose goes for at one point Moose had gone for a kick, goes for another kick, and Marshe Rockett had dodged it. That doesn't matter because Moose ends up hitting him with a big power bomb, a senton, and a sit down choke slam for the 1-2-3. So Moose just absolutely dominated. But what happened after the match again, just as important or even more important than the match, Tyrus comes out after the match. He slowly walks to the ring. Eli Drake attacks Moose from behind. Both men then, they beat the living hell out of Moose. After they're done, Yes, Chris Adonis, aka Chris Masters, comes out and beats the living hell out of Moose with a steel chair because allegedly Moose had injured Chris Adonis, I guess on an indie show or whatever, is what it is. We move forward. We have Mackenzie Mitchell, and she is backstage with Dutch Mantel. This is cool. So Dutch stands up and says, "I want you to all place your hands over your heart and repeat after me. We the people are bringing back the Ultimate X match." He doesn't actually do it that way, even though I would have booked it that way. But anyway, dude, it's gonna be awesome. It'll be Trevor Lee versus Andrew Everett versus Low Key for the X Division title. Usually there's a fourth guy, but neither here nor there. You know, I think date was, I believe, August 20th. Don't quote me on that. 2003, I know for sure. It was Michael Shane who defeated, I think it was Chris Sabin. Or was it AJ Styles? No, he defeated Chris Sabin, I believe, for the TNA X Division title back in the day, and that was awesome. Now that was when they had the square ring. They actually moved in June, I think it was the June or July of 2004. They went in and they transitioned to the six-sided ring, and where they changed the tagline. It was no limits, no ladders, something like that. Whatever. But dude, if you guys have never seen the X Division match, or Ultimate X match as it's called, which one can I send you to? You know what? Just Google it, YouTube it. Just you'll find a plethora. I mean, there's a whole one, the cage version of it, where Elix Skipper actually is walking the top of the cage and does the Hurricane Rana. Just amazing. Anyway, okay, what do we have next? Angelina Love with Davey Richards versus Alisha with Eddie Edwards on crutches. I wouldn't be out there. I would just have one of my boys come out and protect my wife. But anyway, this match starts off with both women just brawling on the mat. The fight quickly spills onto the floor. Alisha is just on fire. She is just dominating, in control of Angelina. And she was actually in complete control of Angelina Love. At one point, Alisha actually hits a double underhook DDT, what makes a good finisher. This leads to Davey Richards trying to distract the referee with his foot over the ropes, so on and so forth. Alisha kicks the rope, which hits, because Davey hits him in the moose knuckles. Anyway, Davey's is hurt after that, but then basically Angelina has a chain wrapped around her hand and blatantly knocks Alisha out from behind. The referee sees it. She gets disqualified. The match is over. DQ. Alisha wins, defeats Angelina Love via DQ, but that's not what happens. The most important thing is what, guys? Repeat after me. Yes, what happens after the match. And after the match, Eddie Edwards limps into the ring to try to stop Angelina Love from further attacking Alisha. But guess what? Davey Richards comes in and annihilates, just beats the living hell out of his former brother, his former tag team partner, and just attacks the leg with a chair, so on and so forth. It's just really not good, man. Really, really, really not good. Let me just take a swig of this. A little extra something in there. I'm just kidding. I can't do that here. We're not allowed to drink here at the offices of OneWrestling.com. But Bill Apter does drink his sparkling ice. If you don't know what it is, Google it. Lashley is interviewed backstage. He says he will be paying extra special attention to this world title match, and it is the main event of the evening, scheduled for one fall for the GFW World Heavyweight Championship, or GFW Global Championship, whatever the hell they call it. Listen, I'm not going to get into everything. This was just a freaking really, really, really good match. Really solid match between El Patron. He's now Del Rio. El Patron versus Magnus. I mean, these two guys were just absolute professionals. I mean, if you want, I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on. We go back and forth in the ring. We have Patron who goes for the top. Now, during this match, we had Patron who went for an arm breaker earlier, and he actually got it. It's actually an arm bar. And then we have Magnus who comes back and he puts Patron in the cloverleaf. Now, Patron's legs were actually, one of his legs actually got hurt during this whole process. Again, guys, it was a really, really solid match. We had Patron who, they go outside the ring. Patron's attacking the arm, hitting it on guardrail. Again, it went back and forth the entire match. Very solid professional wrestling match. At one point, we had Patron who had set up excuse me, Magnus for the double stomp, which is the absolute worst finishing move in the history of professional wrestling. It beats out the discus punch or the leg drop. Again, in my opinion, the worst finishing move in the history. Well, actually, Hulk Hogan's leg drop is effective. It's a 300-pound man dropping his giant leg on your face. But anyway, People's Elbow, worst finisher. I would love to know what you think the worst finisher is. Mandible claw. I mean, I would tap out if somebody stuck. Oh, that wasn't good. I didn't enjoy that. Stop laughing, stupid. It's not funny. Anyway, and you're still in trouble for recording me. Anyway, so we have we have the champ going back and forth again. We have Magnus, who is the Global Force champion, and I was kind of taken aback at the fact that they made such a big deal over this. It's weird watching the Impact Wrestling event, and you have so much Global Force wrestling going on. No Karen Jarrett this week, thank God. No Jeff Jarrett this week. Thank God. Actually, I'd be more cool with Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's okay. I'd rather see actually Jeff Jarrett as an authority figure than see Karen Jarrett. But make Dirty Dutch Mantel a freaking authority figure. I mean, this guy's just great on the mic. But anyway, when Patron goes for the double stomp, he actually ends up hurting his knee even further. And it's neither here nor there, because after Magnus hits a clothesline, which led into a big boot, and then he hit a power bomb, he goes to pick up El Patron, and El Patron actually spins into the arm lock, or the arm breaker, as we call it, MMA move. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, as you see in the thumbnail, Alberto El Patron is now, wait, I have to talk like this, El Patron is now the GFW heavyweight champion of the world, and he wants to fight Bobby. He's going to fight Bobby Lashley for the TNA championship. Anyway, guys, look, this was a solid match, man. I'm really excited to hear what you guys think about this. Please leave your comments here below on wrestling.com, YouTube /OneWrestling video over here on YouTube. Also, head over to OneWrestling.com, guys. Now we've fully activated the OneWrestling.com Twitter. It's been kind of dormant for a while, so whoever's running the One Wrestling, I can't tell you who it is. It's kind of a secret. Whoever's running that is actually going to be Mystery Man X, we'll call him, whatever. He's going to be interacting a hell of a lot more with you guys, retweeting stuff out for you guys, following you, so on and so forth. So guys, give a follow to OneWrestling.com at OneWrestling. Give me a follow. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, give me a follow at Big Ray Show. Give Bill Apter a follow at Apter One Wrestling. And of course, the Big Slam Nation crew. We have a crew, and you can follow them all as a team or individually at Big Slam Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I always say this. I would do this for a living, which I don't know if I'm going to be doing this too much longer because Carl decided to hit record, and I don't have access to editing this video. I would do this for a living, but if I couldn't, I'd do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. I love talking with you guys here at OneWrestling.com. Guys, do not forget to check me out, check Ben Hameen out over at Hacker Hameen. Now, what am I saying? Go to podbean.com, go to iTunes, just type in Hacker Hameen, and all the audio content. I mean, he has some great audio content, guys. Right now, we have some great stuff with the BWO, Davey Richards, so on and so forth, the Greek Papadon, like ECW legends. We're going to have some great TNA guests, some great WWE guests, former WWE talent. It's going to be amazing, guys. We're taking what we did at WrestleZone and taking it to the next level, so hopefully you guys really enjoy it. Listen, guys, I love talking to you guys. I enjoy doing this every single week, guys, but I got to get the hell out of here. It's super late here at it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to bed because I have a long day tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen, the words of the legendary Bill Apter, I'll see you at the matches. And the words of my brother in heaven, Bill Schuyler, I'll see you down the road.